Welcome to all. Now we are going to study about principal stresses. Suppose there is a member which is subjected to stress in one direction. We say it's sigma 1. Now on any inclined plane, due to this stress sigma 1, there will be normal as well as tangential stresses. This will be your normal stress and this will be your tangential stress because of this sigma 1. So if this inclined plane is at the angle of theta, at any one particular plane, this tangential stress will become 0. At that plane, the stress, normal stress is called your principal stress. Such a plane where the tangential stress is 0 is called a principal plane. Now we want to find out these principal planes when a member is subjected to single axis stress or biaxial stress or biaxial stress with shear stress. See, in the case of biaxial stresses, suppose the member will be subjected to stress in two mutually perpendicular directions, sigma 1 as well as sigma 2. Here at any inclined plane, theta, we can find the normal as well as tangential stress. At some particular plane, this tangential stress will become 0. That plane is called a principal plane. On that principal plane, the stress acting is called your principal stress. Similarly, there is one more condition when a member is subjected to bidirectional stresses, sigma 1 and sigma 2. Along with that, if there are some shear stresses associated with this, so the shear stresses will be actually acting in this way only as a complementary shear. So here, when a member is subjected to a shear stress like this, automatically at this surface the shear stress will be created in the opposite direction, so that it will tend to rotate the body. So to have an equilibrium, there will be another shear stress will be created in the opposite direction to make this body in equilibrium condition. This is called your complementary shear stress. So here, when a member is subjected to a biaxial stresses in mutually perpendicular planes as well as the shear stress, on these conditions, on any inclined plane theta, what is the normal stress and what is the tangential stress? That we are going to find out in this lecture. Now, these two things, sigma n and sigma t, normal stress as well as sigma t, tangential stress on any inclined plane can be found out by two methods. One is analytical method, the other one is graphical method. First, let us see the analytical method, then graphical method one by one. Now presently, let us take a simple case of a single axis stress on some inclined plane theta, how to find the normal as well as tangential stress. Now, let us consider a member subjected to single axis stress sigma 1 on x direction. Suppose if you consider an inclined plane at an angle of theta, sigma n is going to be the normal stress and sigma t is going to be your tangential stress. Suppose the depth of this one, if you consider as unity, that means in this way AC is a cut inclined plane and the thickness is considered to be unity, the area will be AC into 1. That is the unit length we are going to consider. On this unit length, we are going to find the normal stress as well as tangential stress due to the stress sigma 1 in one direction. So here I have just drawn the free body diagram here. In this free body diagram, if you consider this triangle AC and B, so here the sigma 1 is acting in the direction of AB. So sigma 1 into AB, that is the area into stress, will give you the force in this direction. So this force we are going to resolve into normal as well as tangential direction. Suppose if you consider any force here, that is sigma 1 into AB, if you want to resolve this force in this direction, sigma n, and then in sigma t direction, if this angle is theta, the component of this force on this normal direction as well as tangential directions can be easily found out without any confusion. That means sigma 1 AB, when you move this arrow about this fulcrum to this direction of a sigma n, this angle will get compressed. Then we can say sigma n will be equal to sigma 1 AB into cos of theta. Actually, this will be when the angle compresses, it becomes cos theta. Suppose we want to resolve this force in the tangential direction, that means we are moving this arrow in the downward direction. In that case, this angle will expand. So your sigma t will be equal to sigma 1 AB into sine of theta. Simply we can remember, we can resolve any force with an angle to one direction. When you move that arrow, when the angle compresses, you put cos theta. When the angle expands, you put sine theta. So this is the thing we are going to use in this one. This is a simple logic to remember easily, because the cos theta and sine theta we should not confuse. For that purpose only I am just telling. So here, this is sigma normal stress only. You want to convert into force, sigma n into AC. So in this case, we are going to find out the normal stress and tangential stress for the single axis stress or on a body. So the normal stress, we are just considering the force sigma n into AC will be equal to this force, the normal force will be equal to sigma 1 into AB. This is the force because sigma stress into AB is the area, we are finding it as force. The depth is considered to be unity. That is the AB into 1, that is understood here. This AB1 into cos of theta, because when this is theta and this angle is also theta. So sigma n AC will be equal to sigma 1 AB into cos theta. That means we have resolved this force in the direction of the perpendicular to the plane. That is a sigma 1 AB into cos theta. Suppose we want sigma n, normal stress, sigma 1 AB divided by AC into cos of theta. Now we can understand AB by AC, because this is your theta, then that will become a cos theta. So sigma 1 cos theta into cos theta. So this comes sigma 1 cos square theta. So this is going to be your normal stress on any inclined plane theta. Similarly, we can find a tangential stress. The tangential stress sigma t into AC will also be equal to sigma 1 AB. This is the force. We are resolving those force in the direction along the plane. That means in this direction. So it is sine of theta. Now sigma t will be equal to sigma 1 AB by AC sine of theta. Here you can notice AB by AC is still cos theta into sine theta. Now if you just multiply and divide by 2, this will become 2 sine theta and cos theta. So this will be equal to sigma 1 by 2 into sine of 2 theta, since 2 sine theta cos theta will be equal to sine 2 theta. Now this is going to be your normal stress. In this case, sigma t will be maximum when this term is maximum, sine of 2 theta. So sine of 2 theta, if it is 1, this term will become maximum. So when sine 2 theta equals 1, that means your 2 theta is equal to 90 degrees and theta equals 45 degrees. When this inclined plane is at 45 degrees, this sigma n will become maximum. So this is about a single axis stress. We have found the normal as well as tangential stress when a unidirectional stress is applied to a member. Now in the next case we will see when a member is subjected to biaxial stresses on any inclined plane, we can find the normal as well as tangential stress in the next video.